hope you can start preparing your midterm project. Now let me go to the folder. The folder is in week, I think week 8. So if you go to the Google Drive and click week 8, we have two files here. One file and one folder. The folder contains the source text, chapter 4 to chapter 4 up to chapter 10, the English source text. It's still about the Harry Potter. And the description of the test is here. I will open the file. Now let me share the screen with you. This is the file, midterm, the file, midterm test file, and the folder, as I said earlier, it's here in the week 8. If I go to the, I mean, to the Google Chrome page to go to my drive here. So I will have the sorry, we'll have the drive here. Okay. All right. So in this folder, week 8, we have the file and the folder for the source text. So you can download this. It is, I think, not available in the drive. I mean, you can't open this from the drive directly because it is in Microsoft Word file, unless you change it to doc by clicking right, open with, and then Google Docs. But that will change all the format. I don't know if the result will be also exactly the same as the original file here. So my suggestion is download first the description to your local folder, and also the source text here in Microsoft Word, chapter 4 up to 10. So chapter 4 up to 10, it means we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7 files there. I mean, 7 chapters there. But according to the description here, you can only do, I think you can select only 4 or 5 chapters, not the whole chapters in that folder. So there will be about 2 or 3 chapters left there, right? So this is the description, and it is on the 28th October 2022, and the deadline to submit the paper and the appendices, because you need to send me to my emails the files. First, A, midterm project paper, and then B, the appendices. So the paper should be organized into these sections. So you have introduction on the first page. Don't use the title on the first page. Instead, you can write the title on a cover page. So project title, your full name, student ID, your email address. So with this description, you can freely formulate the title, right? So it is using the faculty's format for mid semester test style sheet. So it has both Indonesian and the English sentences. Okay, right. So here it is said here, the source of data for this project is the Indonesian translation produced by Google Translate for the 4 or 5 chapters. So either 4 or 5. Just in case you need more samples of data, you can extend your selection to include 1 more chapter, so become 5 chapters. And of course, if you again think that it's not sufficient, you need more samples of data, well, you can freely choose either one of the rest of the chapters. 2 more chapters are available there because we have 7 chapters altogether, right? So there are chapters 4 and 10 in the folder. That's the source text. Okay, and then the purpose. The project is aimed at finding, so 3 things. First, finding translation problems arising from problems of equivalence at word level, above word level, equivalence at grammatical level, at textual level, and pragmatic levels. And then discussing the findings, the problems and the problems, of course, the findings. And the third focus will be providing post-editing suggestions for the problems of equivalence in the empty output. Right? Now, let me give you an example. We discussed this work last week. So we have labels of headings here. Google Translate, Microsoft Translator, and then we have also the source text here. Right, here is the source text. Now you can, of course, change the presentation of the columns here, changing the labels, for example. Maybe you don't need this label anymore in your midterm project, Microsoft Translator, but I think you still need the source text. source column. How did you get this? Well, you all know we got this from the LF aligner, right? And then we extend the number of columns to include post editing here and review and cases identified. So this is just optional. So, I mean, you can just change this into, for example, into findings. So, for example, this one is from what you have highlighted in here in the machine translation, in the machine translation output here, right? Pesan, and then pesan kesempatan. That cases. Okay, you may add more information here. For example, well, I would perhaps write what level. Okay, so it means the cases you found. So this can be findings, right? So findings can be directly identified in the output here by highlighting the finding. So we have two findings here, okay, and as I said earlier, they are words, so word level, okay. So in your sheet, midterm midterm test findings, right? Because there are three, as I read them before here. There are three focuses of 4C, 4Psi, 4C. Finding, discussing, providing post-editing suggestions. So providing post-editing suggestion will look like similar to this one, right? Here, we already provided a post-editing suggestion for pesan. So here we have the findings, and here suggestion. All right, and here the materials or the points necessary for the discussion, but you need to say more in the discussion. So here is actually in the review we have the brief statement of discussion here. The only difference between the actual discussion in your midterm paper later is here we don't have references because as I said here in the description of the test for the discussion, here, okay, well, for the discussion here, actually you need to include references. The section consists of description of the result of data analysis, and the discussion of the results. claims claims made in the discussion should be supported with relevant references. Okay. So you can write the citations, refer to the existing references, literature to support the claims you may have made in the discussion. Should be supported with relevant references or citation. So that will be in line with the description of the rubric here. So this is the grading rubric. When writing your report, your midterm paper, please check your sections to be in line with the grades available here. So for example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 for attributes unacceptable, below standards. That's so if we have four here, it means the highest points available will be 4. So if you got here, you will get 4. You will earn 4 points times 5. It means 20. Right? If you get 4 points here, times 15 means 60. No, sorry. The maximum of points available here is 5. Okay. And here 50, because altogether 100 here. 20, 15, 20. So 55, 60, 80, 95, 100. Okay. It means if you are here, you get 5 points. If you say here, I think 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So if you are here 4 times 5, that means 5 points. If you are here 1 per 4 times 5, so it means about 1.25. If you are here, does not adequately convey topic, does not describe subtopics to be reviewed, lacks adequate thesis statement. I think we all have already been familiar with academic writing. So midterm paper, I think, belongs to a kind of argumentative writing, and it must have a thesis statement, right? So the thesis statement is about the conclusion, the claim you made, about the topic. Okay, that will be normally at the beginning of the section, and the discussion is here. Support, it belongs to a kind of support you can give to support the points you raised or the statements you made in the discussion. So ranging from few sources supporting thesis, sources insignificant or unsubstantiated, to strong peer-reviewed research-based support for thesis. So it means your reference should be based on the peer-reviewed article in a peer-reviewed journal. In other words, well-reputed journals, right? Not just like any journals. Of course, you can use any journals, any articles relevant from any journals, but again, this is about the quality of support. So if you use very well reputed articles, or you use research articles from very well reputed journals, or some people today perhaps will call it Scopus journals, and then maybe it can go to this classification: strong peer-reviewed research-based support for thesis. That will earn 20 points. So this is the description. Okay, so you can actually prepare the source of your data by following these steps here. Copy the selected chapters. It can be 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 4 chapters. If you prefer 5 chapters, it means 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 chapters. So you can choose any of the chapters. Can I choose discontinued chapters? I mean, can I choose chapter 4 and then chapter 6 and then chapter 7, chapter 9, chapter 10? Yeah, as long as you have 4 chapters at least. And you are welcome to select 5 chapters. Not necessarily the chapter, not necessarily chapters in the chronological order, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that, right?
Excuse
Any
me,
questions?
Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Todo Subuya. I would like to ask question. From your guide, it looks like that we only need to use Google Translate, so we don't have to compare source text and Google Translate and Microsoft Translate. So we'll use one machine translator.
Yes. So you are free to choose any one of them. Remember, Google Translate gives restriction to the number of words available for translation. So maybe about 1,000 words. You can check the Google Translate user guide, and using Google Doc, you can have more pages. You can have more pages to translate than using Google Translate Google Translate page. So we have two versions of Google Translate here. First, Google Translate available in Google Doc tools. Second, Google Translate available in the website, Google website. Okay. That's the reason why I didn't include both of them, because that will mean that you need one more question to deal with, maybe about comparing the machines. So you will have more questions, more focuses or foci, right? At this moment, we have only 3 focuses. Okay, so if you think you want to choose the Google the Microsoft Translator, okay, you are welcome to use Microsoft Translator instead of Google Translate. I think Michael, sorry, Microsoft Translator is a little bit honest here. Maybe no restriction is applied in the use of the Microsoft Translator on the Microsoft Word page. Okay, who's asking?
Young sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Prof. So you mentioned that the minimum requirement for the chapter is actually 4 chapters, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any minimum requirement for the amount of cases that we analyze for each level?
I think last time I mentioned about that. Anyone still remembers how many cases?
Was it
4 or 5?
That's right.
4, it's okay, yes, sir.
At least 5.
Oh, minimum 5. Okay, sir.
Now, so if okay, so 4 chapters minimum, and then for each level, 5 cases to analyze. Yes.
Yeah.
And this is individual.
You know, in other words, let's say in the first chapter, you got already 5 cases for what level?
Okay.
Equivalence. Then you don't need to continue searching for what level again in the rest of the chapters.
Okay.
You can move on to the next topic that is above what level.
But
right?
I may search for, say, lexical level in the same chapter. Yes.
Well, yes, of course.
Okay.
So it must be a different case. So what I mean by different case is, let's say the word have is translated in several ways into Indonesian. Let's say 3 ways. You can consider it as 3 cases. It's just a single case because one word, right? So you, of course, need to make it clearer that this word is translated 3 times, is used by Google Translate machine, Google Translate machine 3 times with 3 different meanings. Okay, so it will be considered one case, one word, not as 3 cases. You got my point?
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Just to confirm, so I can just choose random, say in the beginning of the I can just choose any sentences to put in the LF aligner and then analyze.
No. For LF aligner, you must use all the text. That's something different. How can you use only one sentence for LF aligner?
So I put all sentences in the LF aligner, but then I after analyze both of the text source and target text, and then I analyze to find the problem in each level, right?
You might have come late. Let me show you. This one is LF aligner product.
Yes.
Okay. So the source is here, right?
Yes.
But this example only has 9 sentences. You will have 4 chapters.
Like
right?
millions of sentences. Yes. Okay. And then
4 chapters, maybe.
yeah.
Right.
So it means sentences per sentences in those 4 chapters, sir.
Yes.
What do you mean sentence by sentence?
All sentences included in the 4 chapters have to be transferred in here. That's what we're asking.
Yeah.
It is produced automatically by LF aligner.
Oh.
Have you tried LF aligner?
Yes, but
Okay. You know, this is the product of LF aligner. We have got 9 here, and all nine sentences are presented in parallel way, source text, and then Google Translate here. Okay. I said earlier at the beginning, you can actually highlight the findings here. This is an example. I highlighted pesan and kesempatan here. It means I have already got 2 findings. Okay. 2 findings. So you can change the label to make it simpler, like this. Maybe add a label, a heading there, GT findings. So you don't need to create a new column to, although you can do it, but it is less practical. So you have the findings here, and you have the post editing here. So this one, as I said earlier at the beginning, this post editing column is exactly what we mean by this one in the description, post editing suggestions. So you can, if you want to, then you can revise the heading here into post editing suggestion. So you already have got two source of information to write in your midterm paper. First findings, and then post editing suggestions. The third focus is discussing. So the source of materials for the discussion is here, the review. So this review is actually a candidate, a good candidate for the discussion. As you can see here, discussion, and then based on the organization of the paper here, we have findings and discussion. So you list the findings. How do you get these findings? You get these findings from here. So you can, of course, you can arrange all the findings in terms of their types. So, for example, the first type is what level. So what level 1, 2, and then you actually can use the LF aligner output as a sheet to prepare your data and candidates for discussion, right? So here, maybe you can just add like this, candidate for discussion. Okay, or maybe you can just put it simply discussion. So you can just cross this one or delete this part. This one, cases. So in each line, we have 2 cases here, so you can write the cases here. Message, pesan, and then you have kata sambutan and opportunity, kesempatan. So the information you have here can be combined with the information available in this column, the review column, to be part of your discussion in the paper. All right? You got the point? So then you go to the next line to find out whether you can have a finding here. So luckily we have one here. What type? The same type. What level? So you just highlight the case, and then what sort of post-editing suggestion you can give for the adopsi. Here, disetujui. So you can highlight, you can using different color for the highlight. So for post-editing suggestions, for example, you can use green, while for cases you use red. Then this is the discussion. So it is actually discussing the case, each of the cases in each line. Later on, you can use these as a resource, as your resource to write the paper, right? Of course, you need to follow the classification here, like this one. So the data will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types. And then, in this example, maybe not all of them can be found here. But here in line 8, we have transposition here. Especially, okay. So for this kind of labels like adaptation, transposition, please refer to the slides available in the first week. Translation strategies.
Ya udah kita ulik aja nanti.
Right? You got the point?
Sir, Prof.
Yeah.
I just count in chapter 3. I just count that there are 5,000 words in that chapter alone. So if we So I think, yeah, our question is if we translate all the sentences into Indonesian using Google Translate, then when we put them in Excel, I think there will be thousands of lines that we have to analyze. So the Excel sheet will be very, very long.
Well, why don't you break them down into several files?
So we don't need to put all the lines completely, the whole chapter, the complete chapter.
Maybe you cannot do it because there is restriction in the Google Translate. You know, Google Translate can only translate about 2,000 words. It means you need to break down the file into smaller files consisting of 2,000 words. Or if you use Google Translate tools in Google Doc, also there is restriction. Maybe, well, of course, much more than the limitation in the Google Translate. In Google Doc, you can translate, I think, I don't know, 5 pages perhaps. So one chapter may consist of 10 pages. So that's I think the way. In an actual research, you maybe have thousands of rows, because the main point in research is the more you have the data, the more reliable your conclusion. Actually, because this is only for midterm project, and it is also as a tool, as a way to practice using the digital application for translation. We make 5 cases for each. So it means if we have 6 cases, you only have 6 times 5. So I personally would like to have 10 cases, because you might not be able to find the textual level very quickly at Word, above Word levels. I think it's a piece of cake, right?
Sebelumnya yang mana Mbak Rosi? Sebelumnya yang mana Mbak Rosi?
Any more questions? So you don't have to worry about number of lines, because LF Aligner can do it automatically. You need to organize your source of data into several files. So maybe for chapter 4, you can divide chapter 4 into 3. So you have chapter 4.1, chapter 4.2, chapter 4.3. And similarly, you have 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. So when you don't find, you don't find the case in the first chapter, you move on to the next chapter, chapter 5. That's why you need more lines. You get my point?
Yes, sir. So our findings, we have to analyze the translation, and our findings do not have to come from one chapter only. So we can, let's say the problems of translation at word level, I find it in chapter 4, and then translation at grammatical level, I find it in chapter 6. That's all right with you?
It is not all right with me. That's the fact.
So, I mean, I don't have to find all the problems in one chapter. I can divide.
Of course, there may be no case there in the chapter.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that right, Todo? It is possible that in one chapter there is no grammatical level, for example. Move on to the next chapter. Right?
Right.
Okay. Any more questions?
Prof,
Yeah.
the format that you require us to submit is printed, yes?
No,
Itu
I
di situ
didn't
tadi
say
ada,
that.
Prof. Print
I
itu tadi,
didn't say
Prof.
that.
Itu, Prof. Di file. Print.
Read carefully. Which
Somewhere
one?
like there. Print some
Yeah,
print report in A4 size.
Read the sentence. You got the meaning?
I'm afraid not. Is it only the cover page printed? No.
Read the sentence carefully. Okay, print here. It means write. It is about a cover page. So put the project title, your full name, student ID, and your email address on a cover page. Well, to make it clear, let's write here. Okay. Oops, sorry. It is not print into page. Print the so print there means to write, to type. Okay, maybe type the project title.
Professor Marin,
Yeah.
print on a cover, to print on a cover page, sir.
Sorry.
Print on a page.
I can hear you. It's echoing. Your question is not very clear.
Yes, sir. To print on a cover page, perhaps.
Yeah, here on a cover page.
Yes, thank you, sir.
So it's not like physically printed, and then the file okay, and then we, how would you like us? We email you the file.
We email the report, the UTS in the form of PDF.
You don't read the description.
Email. Okay. Only the report. So you don't have you don't want the left aligner, the Excel sheet as well. Only the report.
Read the description. Read the description. B, appendices. A.
Yes, you want Excel sheet. Okay, Prof.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. This is the paper. Sorry. Here. This one. Deskripsi luaran tugas yang dihasilkan. A, midterm project paper. B, appendices. Come on, please read first before asking the question, so that you get all the points here clear. Any more questions, class? Now let's move on to the example here again. Look here. We have transposition here. We have transposition here. I think I need to go to scroll down. Okay. More, yeah. So this is first transposition. So transposition usually occurs at grammatical level. Because if we are talking about grammatical level, then we need to go back to the slides in the previous week. Sorry, here. Where is it? Oh, in the week 2, I guess. So here we have grammatical equivalence. Okay. So grammatical equivalence is about number. Now let me make it bigger. Okay. Number, translators' choices. Oh no, number, that's one. Gender, person, tense and aspect, voice. So voice includes passive active. So maybe voice also includes theme, like change of like thematic areas here. But this is an example of voice. So, for example, it is not exactly about voice, active, passive, but the part of the sentence have been moved to the initial position. Okay, so let's go back to the example here in the Excel. Here, for example, it's called transposition because a change in the grammar from source language to the target language. So a change of the grammar. That's why it is. I said earlier, this is a transposition. The transposition belongs to grammatical equivalence, right? Change in the grammar from SL to the TL. So, for example, in the source language, here in English, having it written for them instead of having it written for them, and this one in Google Translate, it is translated to dapat menulis cerita mereka sendiri. Alih-alih menulisnya untuk mereka. Instead of having it written for them, alih-alih menulisnya untuk mereka. So this is passive voice. Here it becomes active. So that kind of case can be grammatical, can be about grammatical equivalence. Here, Microsoft Translator, also the same like Google. Now here in the post-editing here, post-editing suggestions, I suggest here bukannya cerita yang dituliskan untuk mereka. So this is actually much closer to the source text. Pasif, pasif. Bukannya cerita yang dituliskan untuk mereka. alih-alih menulisnya untuk mereka, alih-alih menulisnya untuk mereka becomes post-edited into bukannya cerita yang dituliskan untuk mereka. So here, actually, maybe this is a little bit confusing for labeling it as transposition, right? Because here it is defined as a change in the grammar from SL to TL. Actually, in the post-editing here, the post-editing gives back the source language grammar instead of using the target language, the active voice used in the Google Translate output. You get the point here? So the transposition, another transposition here, okay. Mengatasi kurang tersedianya ruang untuk partisipasi. Kurangnya ruang. While in the source, it is lack of spaces for participation. Okay. So this is just an example about grammatical level. Pragmatic level. So we need to look at back the reference here. Pragmatic. This is the slide. Okay. This is an example. Are you there, Pak Hardy?
Yes, sir. I'm here,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Can you read the? Can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I can
How-
see the
how-
slide, sir.
Okay. How do you translate this one? Would you like to have some ice cream? And is the Pope Catholic?
Yes. Would you like to have some ice cream? Apakah kamu mau es krim?
Uh-huh.
And then the other one is the Pope Catholic? Apakah pastor itu agamanya Katolik?
Right. That's a translation, an example of translation not considering pragmatic perspective. It is a kind of faithful translation based on the literal meaning of is the Pope Catholic. While actually is the Pope Catholic here means yes. Mau es krim? Yeah. It doesn't mean mau es krim, apakah Pope Catholic? That will not make sense. Do you agree?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any comments from the class?
Sir, is it
Yeah.
because of the why on why question? Because of the rhetorical question, so we
Yeah.
don't have to answer the question. So it's the sense is pragmatic meaning.
That's one type of pragmatic equivalence.
Yes,
So
sir.
it is not the Pak Hadi translation is word level equivalence.
Okay, sir.
Pak Hadi translation based on what the word means, while actually it should be based on the rhetorical meaning, the pragmatic meaning. Okay, so this is another example.
It will be
Would you
very
like to
difficult.
have some ice cream? And then Y answers, do birds swim? It means no, right? So when someone says, would you like to have some ice cream? And the other one says, do birds swim? We can translate do birds swim. Apakah burung-burung berenang?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, the translation should be tidak. That's an example of pragmatic equivalence. This is another one. Can a man in Indonesia marry his widow? What's your answer? Yes or no, Pak Hadi? Can a man in Indonesia marry his widow?
Perhaps no, sir, but I don't know exactly.
Perhaps no. So a man cannot marry his widow, right?
Prof.
Yes, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know exactly about the law in Indonesia. I'm very sorry, Professor Bahrain.
Yeah. Okay.
Prof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Widow means a woman whose husband is dead, right?
Yes.
Not particularly janda. In Indonesia, like janda means you can be left dead by your husband or you can be left by divorce. So
Yeah.
there's a cultural difference in the meaning of the word. So the answer can be in Indonesia, of course, no, because the man would be dead.
Yeah.
He's too dead. He's too dead to marry anyone. No?
Yeah. So it depends on the meaning of widow and the language. As we use English there, so the meaning should be what it means in English. In English, it only means a woman whose husband passed away.
What do you call a woman who's divorced? A divorcee? A divorce?
Yeah.
Yes.
Divorcee.
Divorcee.
Divorcee. So
Yeah.
so
You can call you cannot call a divorcee as a widow.
I cannot call a divorcee as a widow, okay? Because the woman, the widow, the husband is dead, so she's not divorced, right? Tapi Pak, the in the sentence can I see the sentence, Pak? Prof, can I see the sentence?
Yeah.
Can a man in Indonesia marry his widow? This is confusing because in Indonesia, janda can be married. Again, because janda is janda, not a woman who's left to die.
That's
Because-
about janda, not about widow.
That's about janda. It's not about widow.
Yeah. The sentence is in English. So in Indonesia there is a distractor. Everywhere in the world, as long as it is asked in English, the answer is always no.
Oh. So so my concern about the difference in the meaning between widow and divorcee in Indonesian context is not relevant in your question. In this sentence, in this question.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, in translation, you transfer meaning. The meaning in the source to the meaning in the target. So what is the meaning widow in the source? The question is, if you translate that into bolehkah seorang pria mengawini jandanya, in Indonesian it is yes. Right?
Yes. Okay, I get it. At
But
this
in
point, yes, I
English,
understand.
can a man in Indonesia marry his widow? The answer is no. Always no. So how can we translate that in order to have the same answer, because if the answer is yes, it means the meaning is not equivalent.
Then the translation in Indonesian could be apakah janda ditinggal mati bisa menikahi kembali mantan suaminya? Dan jawabannya enggak. Ya enggak, Prof?
The way around.
What? Oh,
Janda.
apakah orang mati dong, Prof? Apakah orang mati bisa menikahi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh? You said
Yeah.
yeah?
So the answer is no.
Oh, apakah orang mati bisa menikahi kembali jandanya? Bisa menikahi lagi?
Orangnya udah mati, Mbak.
Lah iya, ini kan nyari, Mbak. Nyari pertanyaan, Pak. Nyari pertanyaannya biar jawabannya enggak. Coba dibantuin aku. Apakah orang mati apa? Bisa apa? Pak, tadi siapa yang jawab aku? Mbak.
Sir,
Janda
do we
yang
have
tinggal
to-
mati
Yes,
tidak
we
bisa
do.
dinikahi lagi oleh
Sorry?
mantan suaminya. Janda yang ditinggal mati tidak bisa dinikahi lagi oleh suaminya gitu kali ya.
It is not a question.
But it
Oh, iya,
has
iya.
to be a sentence,
Oh, iya, iya.
a question, Bana.
Bisakah janda yang ditinggal mati dinikahi kembali oleh suaminya?
Right. Yeah, that what might be okay. So that's pragmatic perspective of translation. Okay, so maybe the case is very rare unless you carefully go through the lines to find something rhetorical, something metaphors, which are translated by Google machine literally. So in other words, non-literal expression is translated into literal meaning in the target language. Okay. For example, if we have a sentence, this is just a make-up sentence. My uncle is pregnant. Pregnant there is non-literal. So we should not translate it to paman saya hamil. That will not make sense because hamil and paman have contradictory semantic features. Paman has a semantic feature of male. Hamil has the semantic feature of female. So it's contradiction. Okay. So it should be understood as an expression having non-literal meaning, which means ironical meaning. So it's just like non-literal.
Pot belly, sir? Do you mean pot belly, Professor? Do you mean pregnant means pot belly, perut buncit, like that?
Yeah, so the Indonesian should be translated paman saya perutnya buncit, something like that.
Oh,
instead
yes,
of
yes.
paman saya hamil.
Yes.
Because we are
Yes,
transferring meaning, not transferring
Yes, sir.
words. Okay.
Yes, sir. So it means pot belly, perut buncit.
Yeah, but the target language is Indonesian, not English.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you very
Right.
much, Professor Bahrain.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
So that's pragmatics. This is another examples of pragmatic equivalence. So you can use the slides there as references, for your paper or for your review. or discussion of the findings. So I'm here just giving you, you know, an example. So feel free to use this way. Of course, if you have a way more practical, well, you can also use it. Okay. Right. So, any questions so far? So this is about your midterm project. If we go back to the midterm description here, so please, as I said earlier, please read this carefully. Anything you are not familiar with, then you can ask a question about it, and I'll try to make it clearer. So I mentioned here, you can use ANCONG and NPCONG to help you finding cases. For example, if we go to the slide in week 2, in the concept of equivalence here, okay, we can find here Baker. So one of the type of equivalence here is above word level. So above word level here, above word level, sorry. So above word level includes phrasal verbs, okay? Idiomatic verbs like pickpocket, to pickpocket. So it is a phrasal verb, or speed up, or go down, go up. So the use of adverb up, down with a verb can form a phrasal verb. I think it belongs to above word level. So in that context, the use of ANCONG and ANPCONG will be very helpful to find the case. I will show you how we can use the tools later after the break. But for the time being, make sure you understand what the description of the midterm test says before it's too late to, you know, in the past, there were a few students who misunderstood the description and sent me different topic of paper. So I don't want such a thing happens for this semester. So make sure that you understand the description well, right? And as I said earlier, I'll be glad to make it clearer. Okay, so I said earlier at the beginning, we have the rubric here. You can use also this rubric to control, to monitor what you have written in the sections. So in introduction, for example, make sure that you have strong introduction of topics, key questions, topics, terms, clearly delineates subtopics to be reviewed, specific thesis statement, including gap identification, thinker. If you find something here not clear, just let me know, okay? Any questions? Now let's go back to this part. Again, this is just an optional. LF Aligner will provide only 2 columns, source and Google Translate. I hope you still remember the steps to run the LF Aligner. Okay. So one of the texts here is actually, this is Indonesian text produced by the machine. So make sure again, all the lines in the source text have been translated by the Google Doc tool. Maybe because of the kind of limitation I mentioned earlier, there may be a few lines missing, not translated by Google Translate tool. Okay. Now I think we'll have a break. I'll be back and we'll discuss more about the steps you need to take to help you find cases, especially cases not a single word cases, but cases like above word equivalence, grammatical equivalence, textual equivalence, pragmatic equivalence, and so on. Okay, I'll see you again later.
Thank you, sir. See you soon.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
sir.
Professor Bahrain.
Okay,
Thank you very
sir.
much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, you're welcome. Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
Professor Bahrain.
yep. Sorry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are
Okay.
here, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, I just told you about using Ankong, like this one. This is Ankong. Okay. So I take chapter 4 up to 10. So actually, Ankong can also use Microsoft Word file. Let me check. Maybe I need to clear all tools. Clear tools. Clear. Okay. Okay. Now here is Ankong. Okay. Just by clicking the program, the program must have been saved in the start menu. I hope everyone has already installed this one. We have also the portable version. Let me show you the portable version in the week 3 folder, I guess. The tools here. The portable version is this one. So you don't need to install this. Let me try this one by clicking it twice. Okay, it is opening now, right? So I can close the one installed. So this is a version that we don't need to install it. So just by clicking the file here, and then it is opening like this. Click OK. And I accept the agreement. Click next. If you want to. Oh, well, hang on. Maybe not this one. I think the one
You
is.
have shared your screen.
Oh, sorry. I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, so this is the week 3 folder. This one in the tool folder. We have this one. I think this is not. This is the portable version, I guess. Let me try it. It is here. So I just click this one and come. Oh, hang on. I think I have the incorrect file here. And come. Maybe this one. Let me check the content of the folder first. Okay, I think it looks, oh, here it is. It's much slower, I guess, from the installed version. But the advantage is you can keep it in the flash disk. It's not opening yet. Let me try to click it again. Okay, I'm not going to use this one. I think I'm going to use the installed version, and in fact, it mentions in the web page, in its home page, that the installed version is much more stable. So you see, it's now opening. So very slow. So here it is, the portable version. Now let's find out what kind of file it can open. So click File, Open Files. I'm going to check if it can open the Microsoft Word doc file by going to my drive, the Google Drive, and then the week 8, going to week 8 source text. Okay, so it can open the doc file. Right, let's try opening. Let's try to open the doc file. Click open. Okay, it says temporary corpus has been created. The corpus can be saved via the corpus manager. If you want to save the corpus that this tool has created, we can go to corpus manager. It's somewhere here. Open corpus manager. Then we have some information here, but at this time we don't need this one. So let's just close this. But we are now concerned with this one, that's the text. Okay. First, I have actually already demonstrated this way. We check Word to make a list, a word list, and then just click Start. Then we have a word list here. The highest frequency of word appears in this corpus, in this file is the. Okay. Now, if we want to know, if we want to find out what words or how many, what's the frequency of collocation that this word has, we can click collocate and then type the here and then click start. So it's working. So we have about 43 words collocate with the. The highest frequency is off here. From this information, we can find from the figures here, we can find some information. Frequency left and right. So the total of frequency on the left of the word off and the total of frequency of right frequency of the word off. Yeah, 400 on right frequency, 324 left frequency. Means we have the cluster of the off. It means off can be found on the left of the and can also be found on the right of the in this frequency. On the left, 324 occurrences, on the right, 400. All right. So sometimes we can try to check how this I mean, sometimes we want to find out how this 43 appears together with the. Then we can just add an asterisk there, like this one, meaning that any sequence after the, then we click keyword in context, select this parameter, and then we can click start. Then you see the followed by EY, which is they, has been counted by this option. And also when we go down here, we also have there. So any sequence after the word the will be presented here. Right. So this this word might not be of our interest, but perhaps if we have this word and put an asterisk there, then click start. So we have here a number of occurrences, about how many? So 100 occurrences, about half. So we can select from this hit one of sorry, this hit presents us any combination of have with a letter such as happened. So and then the apostrophe there appears here just because we put an asterisk here. If we had another asterisk here, nothing will go. Maybe the machine will put it this way, right? Have a look. So which is different from, so haven't, have, I don't know. So try to use trial and error. So if we are interested to find the equivalence of have and got here, then we have 4 examples of have and got in this whole chapters. And for haven't been, we have 1, 2, 3. Maybe we are interested in finding out how the Google Translate this haven't been. This is passive voice, you know. Does the Google Translate will translate haven't been in passive voice or not? And also haven't even started, haven't seen anyone. So we can select this one, right? We can select this one to check the whole chapters. So if by checking, let's say 3 with haven't been, 2 with haven't even, and to another 2 with haven't seen and haven't forgotten, or plus 3 have got. So we have tried to find out 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 constructions with have in passive mode or voice. 5 constructions. Okay, let's say that each of these 5 has a case. It means you have already collected 5 cases, right? And you have collected 5 cases, meaning that you have got your data. You can stop searching the above word level classification, I mean category. So this is my way to find above word level equivalence. So I will, you know, write down or save, maybe make a note of the form I want, or the hit I want to check. It's Google Translate from the translation of this chapter. I'm going to use the other tool for that. That is this one, npcon. We don't need to install this. We can just double click, right? Now it's opening. So we can still we can build the English and the Indonesian corpus. Of course, we need to have the translation of this chapter first, chapter 4 to 10, right? Again, it is very unfortunate that we cannot do it once at the same time, because Google Translate applies some restrictions, but Microsoft Translator does not. The problem is, by looking at the empty output from these two types of machine, I must say that I would prefer Google Translate. We have a look. We had a look at the two machines here, right? And in some cases, Google Translate does not even translate some parts of the sentence, like this one. Google gives us a clean sheet here. I mean, it translates all the sentences. But here in Microsoft Translator, I don't know why it leaves a few words like this. Youth stand up for human rights. Is it because it is enclosed by two inverted commas? I don't know, but that's the fact. The Microsoft Translator does not translate that part, which is of course a disadvantage compared to what Google Translate has given us, right? Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is, try to list the verb. If not a verb, then a noun or an adjective. Let's say high frequency verb based on the frequency of the occurrences. So let me say, let me try the word list again here. Click start. Okay. So if we scroll down, then the first high frequency verb will be was, if it is one of our concern, right? That's verb B. Maybe we need something like finite verb. We scroll down until we find a verb. Okay. And not yet. God has 98 frequency. Okay, so let's choose God and select keyword in context here, and then click start. So we have 98 hits here from got your best friend back. to got a bottle of antidote here. Sorry, got a bottle of antidote here. Right? So maybe randomly we can choose like this one. Got your best friend back, or got together, or any construction we are interested in because we are curious to find out its translation, whether it has a problem of grammatical equivalence or textual equivalence and so on. Okay, maybe got out. How many got out we have here? 1, 2, only 2. Got out, and then got off. How the Google Translate, let's say, translates got off, for example, and how it translates the whole sentence. So got off here. He got off. He got off. He got off the. He got off. Be quiet. So it's if we double click this part. Oh, maybe this one. Okay, we got the text here. Got off. He got off. He got off. He got off. Be quiet, you three. So this is a sentence. Maybe we can find out what the Google translation for this. Right. So before you taking this step using this tool, of course, you need to get the LF liner output first, so that if you want to check how this is translated by Google, you can use this npconf to check to show us the occurrence and the context. But if it's only one got off without using the npconf, you can also use a simple search tool like Control F, which means find. So type got off, and then it goes to the word in the source text. Of course, you are now using the Excel because you already run the LF aligner to get the parallel text, right? So you need to do the initial steps first. First, okay, let me go to the folder here.
Prof.
Any questions so far? Okay, go ahead.
This is Todo. Can we use nconf to read Excel file?
No. So we use text file, Microsoft Word file here. This one is Microsoft file in docs here. This program cannot read Excel file. Well, there are two ways we can do to the Excel file. First, because it is only one, we type got off in the search 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 we type search space, you know, search option, type off there, sorry, got off, and then I think the Excel can show us the word as it is an English word. Excel will find the word in the first column in the source text column, like here. Okay. Yeah. Let's say I want to find adopted here, so just use Control F like this and type adopted, right? And then find all. What we have here. Sorry. So it takes us to this one. Now let me try got off because it's not there. Of course, it's not there. It's not found, right? Got off. Find next. Okay, this is the message. We couldn't find what we were looking for. Let's say we want to find humanity. Okay, humanity. Okay, so it goes to the cell. It is not, sorry, so I said earlier it goes to the word. It goes to the cell in which the word is there. Then we look at the translation here. So humanity is translated to umat manusia. That's interesting. Oh, maybe I should say that both machines are too smart to identify humanity as umat manusia. Even human translator perhaps would think humanity as kemanusiaan only. So in that sense, the machine is smart, right? So if it is about one by one finding, one by one search, we can use this tool, Control F. But if we want to find out 3 occurrences, let's say before as here, right? We want to find out, let's say God, where was it? God off. Oh, we have God off. Not many God off there. Okay. God a cold or something. So we want to find God a cold. We have only one, so we just use 1-to-1. But we are interested in got a head start, which might be idiom or something similar to idiomatic expression. Still, we can use 1 by 1 search. If you want to have more, like I said earlier about this one, have plus asterisk, 1 asterisk, click start. Then we have here haven't got. Okay, haven't got time. Now let's say we do it manually by opening the Microsoft Word file. So go to the source. Yeah. Make 8. This is the source file. Okay, we can do it manually. For a small number of search, I think it's much faster to do manual search. Okay, haven't got. Okay, then we go here. Haven't got. Okay, so we have here a number of occurrences. Haven't got enough. Haven't got a window. Haven't got a window. Haven't got time to listen. Haven't got time to listen. Haven't got peak yet. How would the Google Translate? Does it give us different equivalents for different occurrences? So we need the LF aligner to find easily the occurrences of this got off. Okay. Right. We can use also the this uncon p. Sorry, npcon. Or was it uncon p or np? Why do I have two uncon here? Should be uncon p. Oh, all right. So here we are, right? So the npcon will show us parallel text. Parallel text. Well, maybe, yeah, it strikes my mind. I mean, maybe we can use npcon. So we try to use a shortcut, you know. Let's try to use npcon, but we still need the translation. Okay. So first, that's the first step is to get this translated. This one, it's chapter 4. If you use Google Doc, then just Control A, Control C, and then go to the Google Doc. Let's find out. You know, I said earlier that that the Google applies some restrictions. So let me open Google Docs and then pass the text, the source text here. Where is it? Okay. So this is the last sentence. Let's check if it is the last one. Not altogether assert. Yeah. Okay, this is the last. So we have, how many pages do we have here? So we have here, I think, is there any number of pages here? No number of pages I can see.
I believe 275.
Ah, how do you know?
It shows just now.
Where?
There, on the right bottom right.
Ah, I should put it here, right? Oh yeah, 275. Let's see how many pages these tools can give us. Cancel. Let's give a name here. Okay, that's the name. Okay, let's say chapter 4, 10. Okay. Now let's find out how many pages this tool gave us. Chapter 4, 10, ID. Choose language. Indonesian. Translate. Taking time. Longer than we expect, right? Look at here, it's still working. Now let's check. Let's go right to the last page. 97, 120, 57, right, 20, 282. The ID file 282. Is that right? So see here, not translated. That's the problem. I did mention it earlier. So let's find out how many pages it's actually translated. Okay, up to here, up to here. Right? So what's the page here? We don't have the 250, 200. Really? Not bad, 254. Let me scroll up. Are they all translated? Okay, so far so good. Oh, no, not this one. This one. Again, not this one. Okay. So that's the problem. What about chapter by chapter? So let's go to the Microsoft Word here. Let me go to chapter 5. chapter 5. Okay, where is chapter 5? We couldn't find chapter 5. That's strange. What about chapter 4? No matches. Ah, that's right. So I'll type chapter 5 here, then we have chapter 5 here. Then we'll try to copy from here, right? To copy from here. One chapter. That's chapter 4. Control C. Then we go to Google page, create a new one, and then Google Docs, blank document. Now we paste the selection. Okay, that's it. Then give the name chapter 4. Okay. Maybe chapter 4 EN. Right. Now let's go to tools. Translate. Chapter 4. ID, sorry. ID. Choose language. Indonesian. Translate. Sometimes different machine or Windows version or type of computer, Windows or Mac, might have different restrictions. So let's see. Okay, so far so good up to here. So one chapter, perhaps. So you need to check, right? Make sure that every line is translated. So now you have two options, two versions here. Okay. So if you have 4 chapters for your project, then you have 4 files. 4 files for English, 4 files for Indonesian. You can either combine the 4 files for LF-Aligner, or you can just leave it as they are. The 4 files can be inputted at different times. So let LF-Aligner process one file one time instead of process the whole 4 files together by combining them, of course. Well, the advantage is the smaller the size of the file or the text, the more accurate the LF-Aligner gives the result or the output. You get the point? Any question, class? Now I will put this to okay to the week 8, so that you might save your time to do the rest. Now I'm going to find the chapter here. Okay, here they are. I will move this one to here. right? And to week 8 here. Okay, so it's been there. You can do the other 3 chapters or 4 chapters if you take 5 chapters. So we have chapter 4 here. So you can use this for LF liner, right? By the way, you cannot use GDoc file. So you need to save this into Microsoft Word doc instead of GDoc, because LF liner does not recognize GDoc file. Of course, you can easily convert it to Microsoft Doc by using, I don't know, can we use this one? Open with? No. We cannot use open with because the option is only Google Docs here. So what you need to do is to Control A, select all the tags, and then right like this, Control A, Control C, and then open Microsoft Word like this. Open the blank page, blank document, then like that. But you don't need to do it for the English one, because we have got already the English one. So what you need to do is to do the same thing for the ID one. So I will delete this part. So now I'm here. It is here it is here is the English one. But if you want to do it one by one, it's also fine. So go back to this one and open the ED one, the ID one, sorry, and then open with, right, Control A, Control F, sorry, not Control F, Control A, Control C, and then open the Microsoft Word blank page, blank document, sorry, and then Control V. Here it is. So save it as, and then go to the Google Drive. Right, Google Drive must be somewhere here. Where is it? Okay, yeah. This is my local Google Drive. Right, so here. Oh, here. Oh, this one. Right. Right. Save. So it's there. Okay. Let's check. Must be there. Here. Chapter 4 ID. Okay. Who is it? Oh, here. Chapter 4 ID. Oh, here, sorry. 4, right. Okay, that's all. I hope you can do your best for your midterm project. Feel free to ask questions if you come across something incomprehensible. I'm here, right? Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
I'm glad to hear that. So now let me know. Stop sharing. Okay, I'll see you again next week. For the time being, try to have a look at the description and try to make initial preparation. By doing that, you might find something to ask next week, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so
Yes,
I'll
Prof.
see you
Thank
again.
you.
I'll see you again next week. Please
Thank you,
join.
sir.
Please join on time, because when I start and you join in later, then you might have missed some information before that. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Thank
sir.
you,
Good night,
Stay
sir.
sir.
safe.
Thank
Thank
Stay
you
Thank you,
very
safe.
sir.
much.
Stay healthy. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.